Check 1, 2. There it is. Hey, everybody. I figured it out. It's been a second since I've had to set everything up, and I was like, I don't know how to do this anymore. 'Cause I think it's been almost a month since I've streamed, and I got it all figured out. So, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. If you can believe it, I did a sound check before I started and still managed to mess it up. Hey everybody, my name's Bug. I'm from a band called Bug Hunter. I said that while I was muted, but y'all didn't hear it. I haven't streamed in a little bit, so I'm excited to uh, be here and hang out. I'm gonna tune my guitar. My tuner is on my ukulele. What's everybody been up to? Who we got in the chat? I see I see Christopher Zajac, who has a birthday coming up. This is the closest to a birthday present I will get. My birthday's in 2 days. Yes, this is as close to your birthday as I'm going to get for a stream. I don't think I'm going to do one Tuesday. I normally do it Wednesday, but you never know. I don't know if I'll be able to do it Wednesday because it's the night before I leave, and I may want to just hang out with Ladybug, but which is actually why I'm late today. If anybody's wondering, hey, you don't stream at 2 o'clock Eastern on Sundays, you stream at noon Eastern on Sundays. Well, that's because I had a date with my lady, and we went and did goat yoga. And I'll tell you what, it was goats 1, yoga women 0, because those goats absolutely just knocked the crap out of everybody. I don't know if you've ever been to goat yoga. The goats win. The goats super for sure win. Every battle they're in, they were hopping all over us, and they were firm little guys. It was a lot. It was really fun. It was hilarious when they unleashed the goats into the room. I never heard squeals like that. But who we got hanging out? We got Knacker is here. We got Wise Girl. Paul is here and bringing the pink. My dad is here, which means my mom is here, which means is Jesse here too? Because I'm pretty sure that Jesse's hanging out with my parents right now, but maybe not. I know Jesse is Jesse here. Yeah, awesome. Hello, Jesse. Please enjoy the company of my parents for the next week until we all reconvene for tour. We're starting tour in a week. There's no reason not to throw this thing up on the screen, because when we're this close and tickets are this low, you just kind of gotta. I'll move over a little bit. There's no reason to cramp this side of the screen so much. There's no reason not to advertise that we are getting pretty low, especially on VIP tickets. But there's a few shows. I think Madison only has 2 tickets left, 1 normal ticket and 1 VIP ticket left. So if you are hoping to come see us in Madison, you have 2 options, and they're going to be quick. New York is also close to selling out, so don't wait for that either. All right, sorry. I was doing a little roll call, and I got to my parents, and now I forgot where I was. Dalapo here, Mitchell Jennings here, Alex Smith with the Goga, Silver Raven, Jocelyn, we got Roy Loy, Caden Elchu, a lot of new names. I haven't seen some of these names before, so thanks for, maybe I need to go away more often and come back so y'all don't skip as many streams if they're more rare. We got Marnie, we got Housecoat Hero, we got Oogway, we got Pocket Moose, we got Gaming Tinker. There's so many. There's a lot of names I do recognize though. Multicolored Max, Namofuser, Peterker, Trilinder, Namofuser. This all sound like Autobots, but I'm happy to have you here, whether you're a robot or not. My dad wants me to turn the volume up a little bit, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it down when I play, because I should probably get a compressor on this, but I don't want to deal with it. Oh, check my guitar things too. Hopefully that's coming through. Houseco Hero says, don't believe I've missed a stream all summer, and that is entirely possible because I haven't done that many. I think when I was changing the title for this one, the last one I did was July 21st, so it's been a while. I've been around the world, not home for a lot of it. If you notice that there was a big gap between our June tour that we already did on the West Coast, so if you saw us in Seattle or California or Denver is on the West Coast. Did y'all know that? Because Denver's on the West Coast now. All those cities. We did that in June, and then there was a big gap where we didn't have any shows, and it's because I knew I was going to be busy in July. I've been to several weddings, a West Coast trip. My wife had a conference. I was down in San Diego for a little bit, and now we're home. So, yeah. And then we also just put up our tickets, since the last time I saw you, we put up our tickets for our UK and Europe dates, and they're actually at the bottom of the list over here now. I updated it. Can you believe? I didn't get the sound right on the first try on this one, but I did actually get all my graphics going for this one. We're going to be in Dublin, Belfast, Amsterdam, which is already sold out, sorry, Berlin, Frankfurt, London, Manchester, and Edinburgh. And I'm very excited for all those shows. We always love our UK and Europe dates. And the first time we did it, it was all UK. The second time we did it, it was mostly UK with one Dublin show and one Berlin show. This year, there's actually only 4 UK dates, but so we're doing Edinburgh, Manchester, London, which are pretty normal, but we added Belfast. But then we're doing Dublin again, we're doing Berlin again, but we added Frankfurt and Amsterdam to the list. So we're trying to expand. You know, last year our trip to Berlin was kind of a test of like, okay, can we go to another country and see if do people show up? Do they want to come see a show? And Berlin turned out on a Halloween. So we're coming back doing the same venue as last time too, which we loved that venue. So if you were there last year, I hope you're coming again because it was such a cool spot. We loved playing there. I think that venue was like our gold standard of it was like on the water. It was beautiful. They had food for us in the green room, which never happens. Nakaras is Edinburgh last just to drop Matt home. Yes, it is. It's very intuitive of our tour logistics is most of our tours are loops, if you'll notice. We start in Washington, D.C., which is 2 hours north of where we are, and we end in Durham, North Carolina, which is several hours down the road, maybe 3.5 hours down from where I am now. So you can tell that we start from a certain spot and end from a certain spot. So we're going to be starting from Scotland this time and kind of going over to Ireland first, and then we'll come back around and drop Matt off and then leave. So anyways, I've talked too much before I played a song. Sorry if you've never been to a stream before. I normally play before this, but I'm just so excited to talk to everybody again. So I saw somebody ask for this one, and I haven't played in so long. I haven't had my guitar for the last 2 weeks, so this will be kind of no, I lied. I did a jam mechanics yesterday, so I did play guitar yesterday, but I haven't played any of my music in over 2 weeks, so I'm gonna do that now, and let's see. This will be good practice for the tour. Yeah. Teacher, here I am for class. I didn't do a single thing you asked. I'm still waiting for this shit to get fun. Piano teacher, don't you act so stressed, 'cause when I leave my mom will cut your check. We all get what we want, except my mom. If the story could fast forward, I would smash that button now. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar, and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. Piano teacher, my old soccer coach, college professor, everyone I know. I'm sorry I couldn't listen to you then. It wasn't your fault I abandoned it. I only learn when I am passionate. But when I am, I cannot be controlled. Hi, Max. If the story could fast forward, I would clamp that button down. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. When I hit play, I'm still in the same place. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm hardly an artist. 2 notes in my guitar riff and no signs of stopping. Look, ma, watch me. I'm not the next all-star, I'm hardly an artist. I bought this guitar and I'm trying my hardest. When I'm by myself, nothing can stop me, but I can't perform if there's anyone watching. It's all fun and games till you find your profession. Then you look back on a lifetime of lessons. I won't spend a penny on one more obsession. I'll take my hobby before your investment. I've been skipping the best moments, now I'm done, and all I hope is when I hit play, I'm back in the same place. Thanks, everybody. Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back and on the guitar and the mic and hanging out. I saw Matt here for a second. I saw Matt Narcissus Cookbook here for a second. And Jesse is in the chat. I don't know. Jesse, have you ever been on a YouTube stream before? Jesse's been at a 4-day music camp, and I've heard from some sources that Jesse learned a lot, and now he's mostly just trying to take it easy so he can rock this next tour like he. So I'm really glad to have Jesse in the chat too. I'm very excited to see you, bud. I'm jealous that you're hanging out with my parents. Yeah, I think I've seen you before, but it's a rare sighting. Yeah. So Jesse is going to be with us for a good bit of the U.S. tour. Yeah, dude, my parents are awesome. I don't know if I know. I do know. I love my folks. I actually, if you've been hanging out in the bug hunter world, like, you'll know that in 2021, as we moved to Virginia, people don't know, I lived in Seattle, Washington for about 7 years, and then we moved to Virginia in the middle of 2021. But on the way, it was, remember that COVID thing? We had like 6 months where we could live anywhere we wanted to, and I was like, I hadn't seen my folks in about a year. So like, can we? This is me and my wife. I was like, can we like go live in Nashville with my parents for like 6 months, because I'd love to hang out with them. And that was at a time where we were like quarantining for 2 weeks before seeing people, and so it was like the only way to like kind of go see them. And so we stayed with my folks for 6 months, and it was like one of the like funnest like half years of my life. We had so much fun. I love my parents a lot. So yeah, I'm jealous that Jesse gets to hang out with them a bit. So Baba Book says my favorite son, and I know he's talking about Jesse. Because he does have 2 sons, and he wouldn't just say that about me. Cool. We'll do a little cozy Q&A for a bit here. I know it seems like people have some customer service questions in the chat, so I'll try to help people how I can. You got me. You know where I am. I'm right in front of you. You know that I'm not busy or doing something else. So Ginger's asking if it's possible to have tickets transferred to a different show. Talking about the Akron show. Unfortunately, we only control tickets to the shows that we sell on our website. So we like genuinely, like, we don't have any like say or sway or anything into the tickets at some of the shows. If you bought it from bughunterbug.com, we do. If it was for the Akron show, we don't have control over that one, but send me an email or a DM somewhere on Discord or whatever about what show you might want to go to, because if it is somewhere we do control, we can obviously like let you into that show, like, you know. We can work with you if it's like a concern there. But like if you were trying to go from Akron to Detroit, they're completely different venues, they're completely different systems, and we don't control any of it. So, but we'll help you however we like is in our capability of helping. So, when you play, where do you look? Not the camera. Is it the chat? Yourself? Lyrics? It's never lyrics. If anyone's wondering if I got a cheat sheet. Sometimes I'll pull up lyrics. If y'all make me play a Surge of Confidence song, sometimes I'll pull up lyrics, but I'll normally say I'm doing it. I don't try and like pull a fast one on anybody. But a lot of the times, like right now, I'm looking at the little gauge that tells me if I'm clipping or not. It shows me how loud I'm being, because I can't hear myself. Y'all can hear me, but I am just hearing my own natural volume, which obviously if I cranked my little knob here over to like 100, it would be like clipping and sound distorted and terrible, and I would have no idea. So I'm keeping an eye on that. Also looking at the chat. The chat is over here. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the chat. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the dial. If I'm looking slightly up, I'm looking at me. And then if I'm looking even more slightly up, then I'm looking at y'all. But I don't like eye contact, and I guess that extends to camera lenses as well. So. Time is some asking if I got a haircut, and you're being, I think, disingenuine with that question because my hair is very long, and I'm gonna get a haircut. This is me telling my dad that I need a haircut in 4 days when you get here. So, cool. Great question, Airbird. Those are all the places I look. If y'all want me to look in the camera more, I guess I can, but it's boring for me. If that matters to y'all. I don't know if it matters to y'all, but this is boring because it's just a lens, and I like to see what y'all are saying over here. So, Pierker says, "Holy crap! I just realized Bug is at 41,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty decent. It's taken a long time. I get comments. I've been getting comments for like 7 years of people being like, y'all are so underrated. I can't believe more people haven't listened to this music. And I've been getting those comments for a long time. So when you look back at the comments that I got saying that when we had like 2,000 views on the Dear McCracken lyric video to like now, like the comments haven't changed. So at some point, I guess we'll know that we're perfectly rated when I stop getting those comments and no one says we're underrated anymore. And then maybe eventually we'll get enough subscribers and enough views that we'll get people being like, this is a bit overrated. You should have a few thousand less views than you have actually. And I shouldn't have contributed to watching this. And that's when we'll know that we really made it. But yeah, I mean, 41,000 subscribers. It's cool. We like doubled when we put out the 2 Bed 2 Bath and a Ghost music video. And then I did a pretty good job with some YouTube shorts and TikTok reels there for a second, but I get so bored of making them. So if you ever see me post a YouTube reel or a TikTok reel or whatever they're called, if you see me post one, just know I'm going to be posting them for about 10 days in a row, and then I'm going to stop because I get bored. So, Christopher Zajak's mom wants to know, I thought I said, when did you grow up? I'm like, never did. I'm 32 and I'm in a band. Where did I grow up? I grew up everywhere. Listen to Hide and Seek and Waving Goodbye, and that'll tell you. Okay, it seems like people didn't like me staring at the camera. I just read that, so sorry. I'll never do it again. Pocket Moose says I'm kind of overrated, to be honest, actually. Okay. Pocket Moose, you are in a lot of streams, so I know that you're just messing around because you wouldn't keep watching my streams if you thought so. front-facing bug isn't real. It's true. If anybody doesn't know, you know my little logo, the Catterbug? It's right here in camera form. If anybody ever didn't notice that the Catterbug is on the camera, some people, it takes a while to recognize that it's there. There's pretty much always a hidden bug in all of our artwork. Here's one as well. I got these. I'll show these off too. I got stickers for the tour. This is a Hot Toast Time Machine. It's based off of the Back to the Future movie poster, and it's done by Mars, who isn't here, so can't brag about Mars. But this is a new sticker that we're going to have on tour. I got a couple more. They're hard to reach. I was like, I'm going to get my stickers closer so that I can show people, and then I put them exactly out of reach. So a couple more. We got the disc golf cover artwork made by Katie Aff, which is very good. It's got also the little discs on it are Theory Deer and Cozy Astronaut and Tyler with Slingshot. So we're going to have these on tour as well. So that's the disc golf cover. And then one very special Time-a-Sum who's in the chat right now trying to start beef with me about talking about how I fell off, and I'm going to only be nice to you. We have the Supernatural 20 from Alchemical Romance sticker that Time-a-Sum made, and it's wonderful. This will be the first time we're selling all three of these stickers. It's a D20, and it's got a little bug on it, and a little eye, and a little bat, and it's very cool. Y'all are going to love this one. I should have ordered more. So those are some new stickers we have. We also are going to have Jam Mechanic stickers for the first time, and I'm going to scoot closer to my stuff. I was going to show you all this too. We have a whole breadth of enamel pins this time. It started off as Devil's Advocate, but it was Matt who had the idea of getting a very, very cool enamel pin, and so this is the Narcissus Cookbooks enamel pin, which is so good, and I love this one, and we had them at like 2 shows last year, and they sold so quickly, and we're like, okay, people really like enamel pins. So I just stole their whole style, and I got a very similar kind of just little placard thing. That's the Bug Hunter. It's basically what you're seeing below, but in a different format with the camera on it. And this time around, we got 2 new ones as well. I got this one. I'll try and hold it up a little bit closer, but it's the We'll Get Our Bed and Breakfast Bear B&B, which is also going to be our tour shirt this year for Bug Hunter. So this is the design that's going to be on our shirt, and it's very good. And then we also have the Jam Mechanics enamel pin. So we actually are going to have some Jam Mechanics merch on this tour, and so this is the Jam Mechanics enamel pin. So very excited that we have all 4 of those. They'll be sitting side by side. Ben wants to know if we'll have vinyls. Yes, we're going to have all 4 Bug Hunter albums for sale on the tour as well, for as long as we keep them in stock. I brought the rough draft vinyls to the West Coast tour, and they sold out by Denver. So I was like, all right, people will buy vinyls at Knacker says, gonna need my credit card at this London show. Yeah, so these things are gonna be in the US. We're gonna see what we have in the UK. It's much harder to get merch over there because of distances and stuff. So we will have merch, obviously, but I don't know that we'll have as much of a selection in the UK dates. So, but we'll try. We'll try our best. And Matt I don't believe is selling any music physically at the venues. I don't believe that Matt has any physical music for sale. Yeah, but I have CDs, but I only sell them on my website because they break easily. The CDs, like they're in like the jewel cases, right? And bringing them on the road and constantly picking up boxes full of them, putting them down, picking them up, putting them down, moving them in, moving them out. I would just break more than it would be worth it. But I do ship them in bubble wrap, and I almost never have people have broken ones in the mail. If they do, I normally replace it. Or, you know, if you get a broken CD in the mail, you can always go to your like parents' car and take, you know, an old like REO Speedwagon CD, and then take all the stuff out of it, and then just take all the paper and the CD from my CD and put it in that, and then it'll be all fixed. So. Marty wants to know, do I meet my fans at the gigs? And yes, absolutely, unequivocally, yes, I do meet fans. Sometimes I work the door, checking people in, and then some people don't know what I look like, and they are sometimes rude to me. That's happened before, but most people are very nice. We just had a couple times where You should always be nice to people who work the door, even if they're not the artist that you are there to see. Yeah, I will sometimes work at the door because I get bored and antsy backstage, so I'll just come out and just take people's names. And then we sell merch ourselves after the show, so as long as you're willing to wait in line, we are happy to stay and say hello and meet people after the shows. You look like a youth group leader. All right. I've made the joke about myself. Go listen to Dissin'. I beat you to it. Jack wants to know if we'll be playing any Jam Mechanics hits on tour. We don't promise any Jam Mechanics at our shows, so that's just a legal liability so that nobody sues us for false advertisement. This is a Bug Hunter and Narcissus Cookbook tour, and we obviously will play songs from the discographies of Bug Hunter and the Narcissus Cookbook. If you came to a West Coast show last year, you know if you weren't in Hollywood, we did play Artists for Amateurs at every show. The only reason we didn't play it in Hollywood is because we were having so many issues with the sound that night that we were so stressed out that we were like, we don't even want to set up another microphone so that we can all play this together at the same time because we were really scrambling. And that was obviously our fault, but that's why we also say we can't guarantee it because sometimes things go wrong behind the scenes that we just like try not to like make a big deal out of. But we played Artists for Amateurs at basically every other show, and we like to do that. And I played the hook at a couple of VIP events. Matt played, I think, Get Deep Fried once and Buried Under Gary once at a VIP event. I never played Dissin'. I don't think I will. I don't think an acoustic version of Dissin' is as I don't know. I don't think it's it's not probably as good. So Pocket Moose does say Hollywood, more like Hollywouldn't, and that is a very good point. 10 points to Pocket Moose, because that's pretty funny. Yeah, and so if you come to the VIP events, which if you look on our list, there's very few tickets for those left. If in Madison or Detroit or Nashville, Oklahoma City, Orlando, Jacksonville, or Atlanta, you can still come to the VIP event if you wanted to. It used to be that I played kind of like deep cuts at the VIP events, but ever since Happiness came out, my set list is so full that sometimes my VIP events are like songs that I would always play at most shows. Like I've played Key to Being Lonely at VIP events. I've played, I think I played Making Up Words at one. Yeah, so sometimes it's just like Point to Prove. Yeah, like songs that were always on our set list that have been kind of bumped off in favor of some of the newer songs. Because people really liked Happiness. I was very excited about that. And speaking of, people like this one a lot. This is pretty much, if I ever write a better show opener than this song, I'll play it. But in the meantime, let's see. Do I remember how to play this one? We have invented an invention. You know, duct tape. It's not like that. We have created a creation. You know cupcakes? It's not like that. It's just a button, just a simple little button you can press. And when you press it, you'll be happy with no harmful side effects. Okay, our legal team's informed us we must warn you of the button side effects. You know that feeling when you had something to say and then forgot? This is not like that. You know that stress you get when you commit a crime and then get caught. This is not like that. It's just a button, just a helpful little button you can hit when you're sad. It makes you happier for 4 to 7 hours, all depending on your blood type. Also, someone random on the planet dies. It probably won't be someone you know. You're gonna love this new thing, this happy feeling machine, side effects and strings attached. I want this but not like that. We have revised a new revision. We got your feedback, you did not like that. We have modified the button. Now instead of someone dying, they will simply lose their balance as they're walking down the stairs. It's not your fault if they won't hold the rail. You're gonna love this new thing, this happy feeling machine, side effects and strings attached. I want this but not like that. I need Jesse solo. I hope you've learned it, Jesse. This is our final offer. Our engineers have done their best. They've made the button softer, so it's more comfortable to press. You'll get 1 hour of joy, but then the button will make a college student oversleep their last exam, and a small business owner lose an envelope of cash, and a puppy will be told he's a bad dog when he didn't do anything wrong. You're gonna love this new thing, this happy feeling machine, side effects and strings attached. I want this but not like that. I wanna love this new thing. I'd kill for something to bring happiness without a catch. I want this but not like that. Thanks, everybody. That is one of my favorite songs to play live. It's so fun, and I love it, and I just want to eat it. Thanks, everybody. I like playing that song, but then when I come back home and forget that I can't, I do a thing normally, the very last not like that of that song, I'll like step away from the mic and just let the crowd just do their thing, and it's very fun, and then I'm like, I'm playing it by myself, and if I do that, no sound will be made. So I'm excited to get back on the road in just 5 days and do that for Washington, D.C., so. Rin says, my mom absolutely loved Shocking Plot Twist when I showed it to her. Did you know it's Harrison's birthday today? I'm pretty sure it was August 11th last year. Maybe it was August 10th. Maybe I missed it by a day. It's one of these days. It's very close where I released Shocking Plot Twist. It might have been August 10th, but nobody look it up. It's fine. Yeah, it was the first, or I guess the second single for Happiness as we led into the album being released, and I've been getting very kind of like nostalgic for that time. I came across a couple of pictures and some videos of me and my dad and Kyle in Pleasanton last year, watching the debut live on the YouTube live stream. That was just so fun, and just getting everybody's like live reactions to all the different twists and turns of the album. If you've never listened to that album in order, after this stream, there's a video that is literally just Happiness Without a Catch with like no breaks, and it's all in order, or you just listen to it on like Spotify. But I've made it even easier on YouTube. It's all one big long like 38-minute video that has the entire thing in order with the act names, which is something that you don't get from just listening to it. There's 3 acts to the album. Act 1 is called Movie Night. Act 2 is called Conversate and Make Believe, and Act 3 is called Silver Screen Nonsense. And so it gives a little more context to kind of things on the album. It's a very kind of linear story on the album. If you've only listened to a couple singles from it, or maybe you listen to things on like scrambled up playlists, I recommend listening to the album in order. And Emily says Silver Screen Nonsense Supremacy. Yeah, it's funny. The last is it the last 5 songs on the album? Is that right? Last 5 songs on the album are Act 3, starting with Alchemical Romance, Coward, Rob a Bank, Fanfiction, One Arm Tug. And I think it's funny because like it's so strong as like a finish to an album, but I almost never play any of those songs on tour. The first 6 I play a lot, but yeah, I play Not Like That almost every night. Play Two Bed, Two Bath and a Ghost every night. Bedtime Story every night. I play Shocking Plot Twist every night too. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Shocking Plot Twist would be a sometime song, but y'all really do pop off for it at live shows. It's like ridiculous, and I'm like, I am no matter what you feel about that song, if you're like, okay, I've heard it, I get it, there's a plot twist, I've never not seen a crowd not absolutely like go wild for a shocking plot twist, because it's just fun. There's always like 40% of the crowd never heard it before, so you get to like watch their faces as they like realize what's happening. Yeah, if y'all wouldn't sing it as loud, I wouldn't play it every show, but I really did think it would be a sometimes play, but I feel like if I don't play it at a show, I'm robbing everybody of a very good time. So yeah, and so then the problem is that because Not Like That, Too Bad, Too Bad, Bedtime Story, and Shocking Plot Twist are pretty much on every set list, I'm like, man, this set list is pretty happiness heavy, and I don't want to turn the whole set list into a happiness. And so then when I get to Robbin' a Bank and Fan Fiction, which is another two songs that I would probably only play like back to back, I don't think I would play only one of them, because I really do feel like Robbin' a Bank and Fan Fiction are the same song. I just cut it in half and gave them different names. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a lot to add. Yeah, Alex says I need to do an entire tour of discography shows. I did do the discography in Seattle last year, and then I did a smaller version of that in Richmond in like March, where I did all of Happiness and then a break and then like just a mishmash of like the three other albums, which I really liked. I really liked doing that. I felt good about it. I was like, this was a very entertaining show. Everybody seemed to have a really good time and was like satisfied with it. Where I don't feel like I could do that with any of the other albums. I don't feel like I could have like a Torn Between a Couple plus show, but a Happiness plus show felt really good. I could maybe do a Rough Draft, but the Rough Draft isn't as cohesive of an album as Happiness ended up being. So yeah, don't tell Jams. Yeah, nobody tell Jams that I said that. Jams will knock down my door. But yeah. Oh, Ginger was at the show in Richmond. Very cool. Yeah, I had a great time at that show. And I would love to do that show again. But in the meantime, I'm touring with the Narcissist Cookbook. If you haven't heard the Narcissist Cookbook, you need to go look them up now and listen to our podcast, Jam Mechanics, of course. But as of now, I get one set, and so I can't do a two-set show because I like touring with my friend Matt. Sorry, I wasn't reading anything y'all are saying. Sparkler wants to know, what song do you think your favorite is to play out of all the ones you made? I still think Too Bad, Too Bath and a Ghost is like, I always have a good time playing Too Bad, Too Bath and a Ghost. There's just so many unique and fun like set pieces in that song, because there's so many like tempo changes and parts and like different things to it. Some are like down here, some are up here, some are people yelling at me, and so it's just, yeah, it's such a blast to play. Nerdbird said Coward is very fun live. Where did you see it live? I'm curious, because I only played it live a couple times, so I'm curious where you heard Coward live, because I have opinions about that. Oh, L Troop was at the Richmond show too. Very cool. Look at all these people still sticking with me after all this time. Sparkler's hoping to come to Orlando. You should each do 2 sets, 4-hour show. No. We would just have to go to less cities, so be careful what you wish for if you're in any smaller city. Like, we could probably do something like that in like Chicago, Boston, New York, DC, Seattle, but like smaller ones like Buffalo and Akron and Madison, yeah, we'd have to space those kinds of things out. I'm thinking it would be fun if Matt and I were to do like a, go to a city for 2 nights and do a show where maybe I'm playing the Rough Draft and Matt is playing This Is How We Get Better, and then maybe the next night I'm playing Happiness and Matt is playing like Eating Disorder plus Moth, or something like that. It'd be kind of cool to kind of have like themed nights where we're both saying, hey, we're going to play a full album as our set. But there's so much that we'd both be kind of leaving off the table. I think, it's not like either of us has one album or release that is like the only good thing that we've written. Like, I think both of us could pull that off with multiple stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Matt do him full live, but it's hard enough to get Matt to play anything from him. I've seen it when they do it. But it does make me cry every time Matt plays something from him. So, Caden says, I think it was Liverpool where I played Coward live for the first time. Yep, that would have been it. Yeah, I think I played it there. I played it in Edinburgh. I played it at the Discography show and the Richmond show, and then I think I did it at the Salt Lake VIP. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love Coward. If someone came up to me and said, Coward's the worst song on Happiness Without a Catch, I'd be like, thank you. Because it's a great song. It's very silly, though. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, we have a new episode of Jam Mechanics coming out tomorrow. If you're not on the Jam Mechanics train already, it's a podcast that Matt and I do where we write songs and come back and show them off to each other. So we have a new episode dropping tomorrow. I just remembered that I have to upload it. So I will do that as soon as I get off of this for sure. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's is a good episode. I'm excited for y'all to hear it. I'm actually very interested to hear what y'all think about my song for tomorrow, because okay, I don't want to bias you too much, but I think of all the songs I've written, I'm just curious what you all are going to think. I stand by the song. I think it's a really cool song, but I don't know how you all are going to react to it. So, Dalipo says, Coward was a song that got me hooked. Cool. I'd love to hear that. Living in a post-happiness world, which sounds weirder than it is, but I just mean post the release of Happiness Without a Catch. Living in a post-happiness world is still so strange, where people start with happiness songs rather than Jimmy Kraken or Disco in the Panic Room. You know, it always felt like, this is my new album. Everyone who's ever going to listen to me has already started listening to me, and so here's something new for you. But then people start, and they're like, yeah, my first song was Alchemical Romance, and you're like my favorite band. Like, that's so weird. It's so weird, because I was already a band before I put that song out. Fancy Clown says, wouldn't it be funny if Bug forgot to upload the new podcast episode? And no, it would not be funny. But there was one time that I did forget to hit go on it. I did upload it, and then we were all like, all right, it's going to be up here. It's going to release in like a minute. And like, it wasn't up. And I was like, what's going on? I went, and it was like, I had like not hit confirm on it. So I hit confirm, like release right now. And then it did. And then it was like 5 minutes late. And I just pretended that it was Spotify that did, not me. It was last season. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We do a live listen along in the Jam Mechanics Discord, so if you want to come hang out with that, do it. And speaking of, Pierker asked, how many icebreaker requests do you get a day for Jam Mechanics? We do have a Google form in our Discord if you want to submit an icebreaker question for Matt and I to chat about before we get going in the episode. You can do that. And we only really get them when I like remind people. I'll remind people like, hey, if you guys want to put an icebreaker question in, here's the form. And then we'll get like 25 and then nothing for like the next like 3 weeks until I ask again. So. We have a lot, but we're always looking for more. We recorded an episode yesterday, and neither of us opened it up because we both had other questions that we wanted to talk about, so sorry about that. Are there any songs, Jimmy Punk wants to know, are there any songs you made that you dislike? And I would never, ever release a song that I dislike. I mean, so obviously, like, outside of, like, jam mechanics is a different thing because we have 3 hours to write a song, we come back, we show them off. Like, I didn't like Season Your Beanie. If anybody's listened to Season 1, I didn't like that song. I did love a part of it, and if you've listened to Dissin', you know which part of it I loved, because I was like, this is really nothing. This is not something you base a whole song around, but it is a good little, like, funny thing here in the middle. But for, like, Bug Hunter, I would never, like, put a song on an album that I disliked. I think there are songs from my earlier albums that I wish I had given a little more time to cook. You know, I was like, there's more potential in this than actual, like, than I gave it. Whereas I don't feel like that at all about anything on Bigger Than Myself or Happiness, because I was much more deliberate, much more careful. And after just, you know, you release enough music and I know that feeling of, like, I'm playing this, I'm not getting the reaction that I want from it. And so, it needs work before I release it. And with Happiness, I put everything I had in that album. I was very happy with it. And then with Bigger Than Myself, kind of similar thing. I was like, this album does exactly what I want to do, whether it's your favorite album or not, whether all the songs are your favorite or not. Like, it was at that time the songs that I wanted to write about. And obviously I would have loved to have recorded that album in a proper studio, but COVID hit, and so we kind of had to do everything a bit more remotely than I had wanted to. But I'm still really happy with how it came out. So. Jimmy Funk says, I'm a sub. Your music is cool. Oh, cool. You were just wandering by. You were just walking by and found my stream. Cool. Appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, I am very happy with my music, and I'm very happy with my output over the last several years. Done 4 albums plus 1 more single called Disc Golf that came out a couple of months ago, if you didn't hear it, and then a couple more via Jam Mechanics called The Hook and Dissin', Artists for Amateurs. Yeah, it's been a long journey. I really appreciate that I still get to do this after all this time. We are more popular than we've ever been. Our shows are selling more tickets than they ever have. I'm very thankful. So, yeah, I really appreciate y'all. Max wants to know, should we expect the spreadsheet video before or after these upcoming tour dates? So what Max is referring to is, I have long talked about how I have a spreadsheet that I use, and this is how I get a song from demo to finished and in a satisfactory way, and put that Bug Hunter spin on it that makes me feel like proud of a song and know that it's actually done rather than written, right? Because there's a difference between written and done. There's a quality of song that I need to make sure that all my songs cross before I release them, and I have a spreadsheet system. And I said that I'm going to make a video about how I do it before I go on tour, and it is still like I have it on my list of like primary things I want to do. I am leaving in 4 days. I'm hoping my hope is that I can just using like OBS pull up a screen capture thing and just record myself making like a 10 or 15 minute long video that just kind of walks through the different things I do. And as long as that turns out okay when I do it, I should be able to put it up. But the only reason I wouldn't is if like I'm doing it and I'm like, this is actually like, I'm not explaining this well, or this doesn't make sense, or something goes wrong like technologically, like I don't know, if I lose my internet over the next 3 days or something like that, would be the only reason that I don't. But I really do plan on doing it. I've gotten almost all the shirts rolled for the tour, so I shouldn't have to do much more of that. I think I have 2 more boxes, just the smalls, which are the fastest ones to do, so I should hopefully have that done for any of you other songwriters that are curious about how I go from demo to complete song, like lyric wise. This will not teach you how to start or write a song. This is from when I've sat down, written a song on my guitar, and I want to polish it. Yeah, I will hopefully have that information for you. My dad has 5 more boxes to roll. Dad, I'm pretty sure you only got 5 boxes delivered to your house, so. And if that's the case, that's a very funny joke. 7, okay. So you have made progress. I thought you were just making a really good joke, but actually, you're just a hard-working Papa Bug. Are you making Jesse roll shirts with you? I watched all of the Silo season 1 on Apple TV while I was rolling shirts, so because I read the book first. It's pretty good. No spoilers. I haven't read the rest of the trilogy. Cool. Where are we at? I've been talking for a long time, so Jesse says I'd only slow him down. That's awesome. Cool. I am going to play another song. What do y'all want to hear? I didn't really ask you the first time, and I didn't ask you the second time, but if y'all want to hear a certain song, let me know what y'all want to hear, and I will take it into consideration. A little bit of everything right now. A lot of disc golf. You guys like disc golf. That's really nice of you. Jimmy Punk wants to know what's the best song or album. Most people would either say, based on sales and streams, either The Rough Draft or Happiness Without a Catch. If you like kind of story songs, if you like Too Bad, Too Bath and a Ghost, listen to Happiness Without a Catch. If you like something that's a little more personal, The Rough Draft is kind of where most people start. And those are kind of our two like primary like sellers. But then if you like both of those, there's no reason that you won't like Bigger Than Myself or Torn Between a Couple. It's just as a starting point. Yeah, either one of those two. But listen to them in order, because that's how I put my albums together. Okay, everybody wants disc golf, so I gotta get Capo. I don't remember how to play this song. It's definitely on Capo 7, though. So let's do Capo 7. All the choruses to this song are similar. They're same, but different. So let me think. Okay. I've been getting into disc golf lately. I've got a single frisbee I throw as hard as I can. Been talking about disc golf lately. So L-E-T-M-E, let me T-E-L, let me tell you. Oh, it's a Saturday morning and I just need some fresh air, so I am heading on out, and y'all can probably guess where I'm going. Disc golfing, yeah, just hucking shots with my pals. We're just putzing around, we don't really know how. Step up to the tee, hit a tree, hey, no big deal, this game is free. Been getting into disc golf lately. I've got a driver and a putter disc, they're different. Been talking about disc golf lately. So L-E-T-M-E, let me T-E-L, let me tell you. I start each morning on the course, most days on my own. It's not a spectator sport while I work on my throws, but the joggers and dog walkers all stop to watch, cause I recite the same chants every time that I toss. Double, bogey, bogey, par, birdie, eagle, huck it hard. Been getting into disc golf lately. I've got a regulation basket installed in my backyard. Been talking about disc golf lately. So L-E-T-M-E, let me T-E-L, let me tell you. Well, I've got a bag full of discs, they're worth $1,000 for the lot, but I'm prepared for whatever angle or shot. For any possible obstacle, I got just what I need. It's got a pocket for popsicles, so I don't overheat. And all the kids on the course, they are distracting and cringy, and I'm rolling my eyes when they call it a frisbee. They're hooting and hollering, all in good moods, but they'll never get sponsored with those attitudes. But wait! Why am I acting this way? Did I hyperfixate again? Got in over my head. Oh, all that money I spent on frisbees. I get so obsessed, I lose track of reality. I need someone else just to spell it all out for me. Don't make your hobbies your whole personality. Next time I'll ease in and try to play casually. L-E-T-M-E, let me T-E-L, let me tell you. Anyways, been getting into board games lately. Thanks, everybody. That was a song called Disc Golf. I actually did go to a board game cafe last night. Ladybug surprised me with a date. It was a Saturday night, a little date. That she was like, I'm not going to tell you where we're going. And she was like, I'm going to blindfold you and take you there. But then I was driving, so I was like, that's not going to work. She took me to a board game cafe here in Richmond where you just like get food and pick any board game off the shelf that you want to play. So we played a game called Boop, which was very cutesy, but very, very cutthroat. It's a bunch of kittens jumping on a bed and booping each other out of the way. But it was pretty strategic. So we had a really good time playing Boop. And she beat me 2 out of 3 games. And then we played a game called the Rose Kings, which I needed a whole game to kind of understand the strategy. But then we left. So, yeah, it was really fun. I had a good time. And then so I surprised Ladybug with goat yoga this morning and just absolutely got the crap kicked out of us by a bunch of goats for 45 minutes. So it was fun. It was great. She had a blast. It was worth the price of admission to just watch these 12 goats just absolutely run rampant over a group of yoga enjoyers. Yeah, it was fun. That's why my stream was late. If anybody wasn't here at the beginning when I said why I didn't start my stream on time today, is because we were doing Goga. So, were they full-grown goats? No, they were the smaller ones, but they were still aggressive. Dorothy was an absolute menace. Basically, you know, it was yoga, but it was goats. It was mostly goats. If it was 80% goats, it was 20% yoga, because I had to look left, look right, look behind me, look ahead to make sure Dorothy wasn't anywhere near me when I was about to do any yoga pose that looked anything like a goat table, because if you look like a goat table, the goats will jump on you. Even if you just look like a sitting person, they'll get on your shoulders. And Dorothy was a menace. And the other goats were fine, but Dorothy played a little too hard, is the thing. And so I would make sure that Dorothy was harassing somebody else before I did any pose that looked like a goat table. Yeah. Yes, I did get pretty scratched up by these goats. I came home and obviously after being jumped on by goats, I had to take a shower immediately, and it looked pretty bad, but I'm fine, and there was only a little bit of blood. So, and yeah. So, anyways, it was fun. It was a good time. Just you guys, I'm not joking that like Dorothy's cool and you should all be friends with Dorothy. Dorothy was a menace and plays too hard. Someone needs to do some gentle parenting with Dorothy, because Dorothy plays too hard with the other kids. So, anyways. Anything else? Jimmy Ponk, are you trying to like pass a captcha right now? Are you a bot? Oogie Boo says, it's my dad's birthday, so cool that you're streaming today. Cool. I hope that your dad likes Bug Hunter. But I'm also pretty much done, so. Ketsoya is going to see us in Minnesota. I'm very excited for that show. It's going to be a big one. Time for some good reminder. I have a postcard of the day. If you don't know about that, I do a postcard of the day every single day, and only one person in the world gets to buy it, and it's signed and dated, and today's the 11th, and today is a special one because there's only one today. It's from Echoes. It's turn your fear into your fuel and let them push instead of pull. So if you need encouragement signed by me, you can go to bughunterbug.com and be the only person on earth to get postcard of the day from August 11th, 2024. But we also do sell handwritten postcards on tour. So if you're going to see us on tour and want postcards of the songs that we play that night, we also sell those there. So pretty excited for that. Yeah, a lot of Minnesota folks. It's going to be a good show. We had a really good time in Minnesota last year, enough that we're like, Minnesota's got to be on the list every year. So I'm very excited for it. Join our Discord. There's no mods here that do links. Jams and Mars are not here, which is fine. It's like they don't have to be here, but they're mods because they're mostly around. But just ask me for the Discord link, and I'll give it to you. It's fine. I run my own social media accounts, so don't worry about it. It's me. You can message me. I'll tell you. Cool. I haven't had lunch yet, and it's like 3 p.m. So I'm gonna go have lunch. I have leftover lasagna crepe from dinner. I got a lasagna crepe Friday night, and I still have some left over. So I'm going to go eat that right now, and then I have a million things to do this week before we go on tour. I don't know if I'll see you again. I gotta be honest. I don't know if I'll see you again before tour. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do one more, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So if it doesn't, goodbye. It was great hanging out with you again, but I'll try and do one more. Hopefully, maybe Wednesday earlier in the day. Probably not evening. I don't want to spend my last night with home on stream when I could be hanging out with my wife, because y'all are cool, but you're not my wife. So I'll try and do one earlier in the day on Wednesday before she gets home from work, so that I'm not wasting any precious time. So cool. Oh yeah, Jam Mechanics tomorrow. Go listen to that and binge season 1 and 2 while you're at it. And then I will probably just going to say something to stall while I get my tour graphic up that has my little map on it that does a little thing and shows all my songs. And now I'm done with that. So wherever you are in the world, you're a goober and you should go to bed.